What is up? Welcome back to the channel again with another John Cena update video. I know we're pushing further and further into 2026 here, but I'm trying to get all these 2025 ones done, but I'm also trying to give a little variety in the video so it wasn't like 4 or 5 John Cenas in a row. So that's why I had the one with my son. Then I had a John Cena, then I had the card one. Now we have another John Cena. So I'm trying to keep it a little bit mixed up or random or whatever you want to call it. So like I said, it's not a bunch of the same in a row, but we're back today with another John Cena. I got another 6 picked out, and I think I have about one more video, and then we'll be done with 2025. I probably am just going to make it one video, even if I have maybe 7 or 8. I think I have exactly 6 left. So I have 6 in this video and then in exactly 6 left for the next one. So it should work out relatively fine, but if not or whatever, it'll be fine. But this one is super basic heavy. I pretty much just grabbed like most of the basics, if not all the basics I had left. And then I have one Elite. The one Elite is a weird one, but it's pretty cool. So we'll get rolling here. We're going to start with a 2025 one. And this is a basic. This is one that just recently has been hitting. This is Basic Series 159. So this is kind of just started hitting stores in my area. My brother did see one and ask if I needed it, but I had already had this one, so I didn't. But like I said, it's just kind of starting to hit my area. And this is the Series 159, and I mentioned it in the last John Cena video, but there you can see the split down his shirt and on that one as well. So it must be something new with this new like rubber shirt that they have going. That the new factory does it like that, or just Mattel decided to do. Who knows? I'm not an insider information kind of guy, but it is interesting to notice that it's there again, just like it was on that other modern John Cena. But yeah, like I said, this is Basic Series 159. This is from his last year, so this is where it says the last time is now. John Cena farewell tour. This looks like it was probably when he was in San Francisco, because that appears to be the Golden Gate Bridge back there. I could be wrong on that because I don't see that it says that anywhere on the shirt, that it was that. But then obviously the back is the exact same with the door and the after this you can't see me thing. That's pretty much, I think all of his shirts this year had that on the back, and then the front and the color of the shirt is just what would change. But yeah, and then the hat on the basics is not removable, but yeah, pretty cool. I like these new basics, main lines, whatever you want to call them. I think they're called main lines now, but they're still going along with the basic series. So like this is Basic Series 159, but I think it's technically called Main Event Series 159, but I just call them basics either way. So, but yes, that is Basic Series 159. Next up, we have another basic that came out relatively recently. I want to say this was a 2023 one. So a couple years ago now, but this is the Basic Champions Series 2 John Cena. So they did this new kind of line of figures, if you will, where it's a basic figure, but it also comes with a title belt. So usually basics don't come with accessories. It's just the individual figure itself. But for this one, they added the title belt to give a little bit more kind of bang for your buck with the basic. These are a little bit more expensive as far as I know, like maybe $14.99 or something instead of the $12.99 or whatever a basic is nowadays. These, from what I read and was kind of reading about them, these are also kind of similar to that other series we talked about. I can't even remember the numbers now, the JK 7180 or whatever the heck that number is, where they were made for like smaller retail stores. These are similar to that, where they were kind of made and they gave them the belt and stuff to kind of entice, a little more value out of it. And so, like, I see these a lot in Kroger's around me. Kroger is a grocery store, so not really known for selling toys. But that's where I see a lot of these Champion series is. I've seen them at Meijer, too, which is weird because Meijer's has, like, a full toy section. But they also aren't kind of known for their toys like a Walmart and a Target would be. I don't think I've ever seen these Champion series in a Walmart or Target. It's always just been other kind of lower, not known for their toy sales, I guess is what I'm trying to say. This one I did get on eBay, though. Just to go back, I traded with that guy in Chicago that I've talked about a few times. That's where I got this one. But then this one, I purchased this on eBay. have not been able to find this one. I saw this one maybe a handful of times, once or twice before I started the John Cena collection video, and then I never really saw it again. I saw the figures. My Kroger has the series that came with this John added, but no Johns. It was just like who was in that series with him? The Rock and Seth Rollins, maybe, or something to that effect. That's all that my Kroger ever had, was those ones, at least when I was there. So that one I did buy on eBay. I can't remember what I paid. It was a little bit more than what it should have been. So it was probably around like the $19.99 range, I want to say. But yes, that is where I got that one. And that's the basic Championship Series 2. I think he has another one coming out for like basic Championship Series 4 or 5, something like that. But this is the Superstar Entrance Series 6, John, up next. So we talked about these before. We've had a few before where he's in the shirt. This one's cool. I like the bright green shirt on this one. I think this is a cool figure. Yeah, with the bright green and the never give up, all that. And he's got the you can't see me on the back. So, I mean, it's just a basic, and we've seen this kind of mold for a basic a bunch of times. All they did was paint the shirt on this time instead, but I still dig it. It's a cool figure. So, yeah, like I said, basic series, or basic Superstar Entrance Series 6. This is the Walmart exclusive line. Like I said, we've talked about it a few times. I think there's 2 of them now, maybe, that we have up there. I see at least one on my shelf sitting from here, but I think there's 2. This is the 3rd one when he's in his all green there. So cool there. This video hopefully will be a little quicker because I'm already on to the 4th figure, and we're only 6 minutes in. But these basics, you don't have a ton of them to talk about. So this one is slightly interesting. We'll have a little bit more to talk about. But this one, according to the Wrestling Figure Database website, it just calls it the 2020 or the 2014 Basic Exclusive. So like there's not really much to see with it, or like to kind of search, you know what I mean? Like you can search 2014 John Cena or something on eBay, but you're not going to, I mean, you'll find so many things. People put all kinds of different stuff in their description, so who knows what you would get. I just happened to get lucky. I think I just searched John Cena, was scrolling through, and I saw this one, and I thought it looked weird because the only way to tell this one apart from like the regular basic line release is the carding. So the card that the cardboard back that's behind the figure when they're, you know, on card or whatever, instead of it having like the J hook like normal basics do, this one had it was just like a circle, and then the cardboard was all around the circle, and it would just slide onto the peg through that circle. That's the only way you could tell the difference between the 2 figures. So I will never again be able to tell, since I've now opened this and, you know, thrown the packaging away and stuff. Other than the fact that I wrote on the bottom 2014 Basic Exclusive, I'll never be able to tell. I don't have the basic that this is the same exact figure of. I don't have that basic yet in the John Cena collection either. So once I do, it will be the identical figure to this. Nothing is different. Again, this one was just an exclusive to, I want to say Walgreens. It was the exclusive for it, and Walgreens probably wanted that different carding for whatever reason. It probably worked better in their stores or something to that effect, which is why they did that different carding. Is my guess. I don't know. I have no insider information there. I don't know why Mattel would, you know, have one figure essentially with a different packaging than the rest. I'm sure there is more, but I thought that was kind of interesting and kind of weird. Like I said, there's no other way to tell from what I can see other than the card back. So like I said, once I get the actual basic mainline one, there will be no difference in the figures when I open them. But this is another one, like I said, I got on eBay. It was relatively cheap. I think just the same price as a regular basic, you know, $15.99 or something like that. So nothing too crazy there. Not that it holds any extra value having that kind of weird story behind it, just because it is pretty basic. It doesn't even have the belt or anything like the Championship Series one we saw, so it is what it is there. So I saved this one kind of for last because it's the weirdest one, and it's probably going to bug me even if I do ever finish this John Cena collection. This figure and the other one that I'm about to talk about will probably always kind of bug me because I have no idea what figure this is. I put it down as Basic Signature Series 3, but Basic Signature Series 3 and 4, at least on the Wrestling Figure Database website, are identical. I mean, they're the same. Everything I could see based on the pictures they have on there, which they don't have a picture of the back of the box, which is unfortunate, but everything on the front of the box and the figure itself is identical between Series 3 and Series 4. I had bought this mint on card so I could see the back of the box, but I couldn't see any pictures. I tried to search. I'd search Basic Signature Series 3, but then you'd get results for just Basic Series 3. You'd get Basic Series 4 when you try to do that one. I'd try to search just Signature Series, and you'd get a whole slew of different things. So, like, I just said this was 3, and I'll buy another one and say it's 4 and call it good, because they're the same exact figure from everything I can see. The only thing that's hard to see in the pictures on what the Wrestling Figure Database site is the shoes. And I think you can just see the tips of the shoes. So you can tell that both pairs of shoes are white. So the only thing other that could be different would be the color of like the accent color there. I don't know. It is what it is. I tried for a long time to figure out what this figure was, and even before I purchased this specific figure, when I was on eBay, I was looking at the pictures on eBay, trying to find other pictures. I finally was just like, it's not even worth it. It's a $10 figure when I'm going to have hundreds of other John Cenas anyways. So, like, if anybody were to honestly pick this figure out and say, you know, oh, what's this one, blah, 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 blah. And, like, I had to say, yeah, I don't really know if it's Signature Series 3, and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, the chances of that are so small. So I kind of was just like, whatever. This is going to be Signature Series 3. And I'm going to try once I get through all these John Cenas and I'm kind of back to buying John Cenas again, I'm going to try to get another one just to have Series 4 done and over with and call it good on that, because it's so ridiculous to try to figure out what these two were. So, I don't know. That's the end of my soapbox speech there, if you will. But, yeah, annoying there, but it is what it is. Like I said, I'm sure that even the Wrestling Figure Database site is kind of like, what does it matter? You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say that to sound bad or knock them at all, because I agree the same. I mean, it's a $10 figure, $15 figure. Like, it is what it is. But, all right, we're up to the last one. We're up to the Elite. Now, this one's cool. It's fun. It doesn't really make sense for John Cena, but it's a cool figure to have and a cool memory in time. And that is the NWO Elite Ringside Exclusive John Cena. So yeah, Elite NWO exclusive. This was exclusive to Ringside, like I said. It's based on the Firefly Funhouse match with Bray Wyatt, or The Fiend, or whatever he was at the time, from WrestleMania. Was it 31, or I don't know, the COVID WrestleMania when they didn't have any fans or whatever in the building. So that's what this is based off. There was one part of the match where John did the NWO entrance and he had the belt like Hogan, you know, and he did the guitar playing thing like Hogan always did. So that's kind of how I have him posed. This is basically how he was posed in the packaging too when I opened them. I got this off of J&J Figures, one of their Whatnot streams. I want to say I bid on it and I was like the highest bidder at maybe 30 or 40 bucks. I can't remember exactly. I think I went a little higher than I probably needed to on this one because it was pretty minty in the box. I like supporting them. I think they're a good company and they're growing, but they're a smaller company. So it's nice to give them a little help and support and things like that. So I really like them. I buy a lot of figures and I check out their Friday Fig Drops and watch their Whatnot streams and stuff as much as I can. So cool thing there. Very cool figure. He's in the pants, the long pants or jeans or whatever. That's what he wore during that match, which he didn't like wrestle. The match was weird. I've never even really watched it all the way. I've seen clips and stuff. But yeah, they did little different things. He did the prototype gimmick during it too, where he came out in like the short, you know, boxer brief looking tights. So they did a bunch of stuff. But yeah, this is a cool one. I've looked for this one kind of the whole year as well, the whole year of 2025, just because I knew it was a weird one. I'm a big WCW fan, so I love the NWO, and I always thought it would be cool to kind of have every NWO figure at some point, but I never really had a reason to buy this John Cena because it doesn't really make sense. Like, he was never in the NWO, and he barely even wrestled at the same time as the NWO guys, at least in the same company, I should say. I mean, he was there for a little bit of their late run in early 2002. Actually, I don't even know when he debuted in 2002. It might have even been after the NWO run, but so like I said, it doesn't really make sense, but it's a cool figure, cool, you know, kind of moment in time to remember with this one. So fun one to have. I was excited to have a reason to own it now too, so cool one there. Ringside exclusive, so I would say value on that one will probably continue to slowly go up. Not anything crazy, but as we continue to get further and further from him retiring, from him getting all these figures right now. So like once the hype of of Mattel even making John Cena figures dies down, I think figures like this will start to go up in value a little bit. I'm not saying it's going to be a freaking, investment piece or anything, but I think it'll have a little value there. So that'll be kind of cool to see. But yeah, a little shorter of one. I think this might be the shortest John Cena collection video I've done, but we didn't have a ton to talk about. And we've talked about so many John Cenas now that like most of the stories or most of the things that you would or that I would have to talk about, we've either already talked about or, whatever, don't make sense with the specific figures we're talking about that day. I don't know, but we're almost there, guys. We're almost kind of done and past the John Cena collection, at least for now. We'll still have videos as we go, but it'll probably be very few and far between, just because I have other stuff I want to continue to collect as well. And I spent a lot of my focus on the John Cena. A lot of my toy budget for the year went into this John Cena collection. So some of the other things fell by the wayside and whatnot, but that's fine. That's part of collecting. You know what I mean? Makes sense. So, but there'll be fewer John Cena collection videos in 2026. It'll just be kind of updates here and there. Maybe if I get to a point, where at some point in the year I have 6 built up, I'll just make a quick John Cena video. But it won't be, like I said, it won't be like one a month at least or whatever it was I clipped out this year. So, but yeah, like I said, I got one more video to do and we'll be done with what I collected in 2025 and we can move past that. And then I'll update you with what my 2026 challenge is and go from there. So, yep. Hope you all enjoyed this John Cena update and I will see you all real soon in the next one.